Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah, here we are once again, a couple of championship wrestling lovers,
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's been a interesting week of wrestling. I think overall, across the board, no matter what you watch and no matter what you pay attention to, and hey, maybe we have time to cover a lot of it. But the most important part is that we are alive, we are well, we are sober, we are fresh off of just celebrating ourselves for being a piece of hip hop culture in our own way. But that don't stop this wrestling conversation, and it's time to talk about wrestling like nobody else in the world. So that means that it's time for the first Black Champ podcast, and I'm still the pick. Camp from the Port.
And I am JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download, wherever you get your favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Barbershop Digital is the home. We got something special coming to you the week of the NFL season, the start of the NFL season. So y'all be on deck for that. But make sure you follow us on everything at either fbc.pod, fbc_pod. Go ahead and get your shirt. Got Camp with the red, with the Kool-Aid red. So, y'all go ahead and get that.
Hey, Kool-Aid.
And man, I think you thought of something interesting what I saw on Facebook about something for first Black Champ. I'm gonna ask a question to a couple of people. Maybe since Survivor Series is at the crib, maybe something can happen. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see on that. But if you want to see FBC out there in your region, in your neck of the woods, you want to kick it, talk shop, make sure y'all go ahead and hit us up. Before we get knee deep into the podcast, this weekend is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. On August 11th, 1973, or if you be looking at YouTube, maybe even before that.
Yeah, YouTube. Fountain of information.
Yeah, a couple of people like, nah, it wasn't in no house. We did this stuff in the park, 3 days earlier, so whenever you feel like hip hop has started, it's at least 50 years old, right? So
right. Either way, it's still 50.
Either way, it's still 50, all right? So hip hop and wrestling has not always been synonymous with each other.
Yes.
I think wrestling and I think hip hop wrestling, has tried to find a way to bring in the hip hop culture. Sometimes it come off good. Sometimes it does not necessarily come off good. The first thing that I can remember with hip hop being a part of wrestling is Run DMC.
Yes, performing, I was going right there.
Yeah, performing at WrestleMania 5. Now, when you're younger, you're like, okay, that's Run DMC. But then when you watch it when you're older, you're like, okay, this didn't come off right. And I don't think they knew how to come do this.
Yeah.
You have PN News.
Yeah, hey, the rap master, PN News, who I definitely thought was Prince Marquis D of the Fat Boys at first.
Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
You have...
because he can't... I forgot. Clash of the Champions. We can't forget another iconic moment in hip-hop history at Clash of the Champions when PN News came out with Salt and Pepper.
Yes, who went in WCW and the WWF because she performed, they performed What a Man when Lawrence Taylor popped out at WrestleMania 11 against Bam Bam Bigelow. You also have Master P.
Yes.
Master P was signed to WCW. And the No Limit Soldiers, Rey Mysterio and Conan Rey Mysterio and Kidman, I think it was a part of that group that went into like the formation of the 50 Animals and stuff like that. But then you have the WWE with John Cena. I think that's probably the biggest hip hop moment in wrestling history. Where you've had, John Cena with a platinum album. He's the only wrestler with a platinum album, I believe, or at least the first, because I don't know if Chris Jericho's music,
Well,
excuse me,
Fozzy.
has went. Yeah, I don't know if Fozzy has went platinum, but with all of that said, like, what is your favorite hip hop wrestling moment? Or is there one?
I was gonna say I don't think there's one, but the one I always run to is always John Cena and whoever Bull Buchanan was. I forgot his name.
I forgot.
Maybe it was Grandmaster B. Who knows? Who knows?
I think it was that or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? So when he's coming down to the aisle and he's basically doing the diss track to Eddie and Chavo Guerrero, it's definitely nothing that could not get him canceled in this era. And it's a lot like what homie be doing in AEW. I forget my man's name, but he actually decent. I can't front the little biracial dude. He be getting his bars off. Some of them is like, but then sometimes I'm like, hey, you know what? You wrote that one down. You ain't freestyle that one. You wrote that one down. But yeah, listen, man, you hate me. That's reverse discrimination. I hate you for 2 words: illegal immigration. John Cena went crazy, man. John Cena went crazy that day.
He did.
I was like, yo, and he giving it up.
Yeah, I can't even be mad at that one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like so I will say, and you know what? Only because again, Bang and I are actually hip hop heads. So I can't front. John Cena coming out in one of the early WrestleManias when he still really wouldn't. He was Thugonomics John Cena, but he really wasn't him yet. And he had the Austin Powers and Mini Me stand-ups with Jay-Z and Fab's face on it, Fabulous. Because and then to know that it was true, like John Cena was prepared to battle Fab or Jay-Z at WrestleMania. Like they literally sent for that. They was gonna drop the bag for that.
They did.
And they both declined. And obviously, we understand why. Even though, like, you know, that's one of those, if you don't know shit about rap, it's like, oh, you didn't win a battle because you lose. It's like, man, now we know Jay-Z is nicer than John Cena, bro. We're not playing these games. And I don't care where WrestleMania is. John Cena lost. All right. I don't same with Fab. Like Fab lost. I know the crowd can pop all they want for the one-liners, but he would have lost. But even the fact that they were trying to do something of that caliber with hip hop in itself, to me, is a top 5 moment.
Yeah, also the fact that John Cena is white.
Yeah.
And those other wrestlers are black.
Yeah.
You know, that 18 to 34 wasn't going to let John Cena not get, cheered. I have a different take on this. I do have a favorite hip hop moment when it comes to wrestling, and it's kind of might be a surprise to some people, but I do have that moment, and that moment is the introduction of Too Cold Scorpio to WCW.
Hey, okay.
So look, in wrestling, they tend to blend characters or create characters around people, and like to your point, you thought that that PN News was Prince Marky D. Couldn't nobody tell you different that he was Prince Marky D. And in hindsight, I can't blame you for that. But you also couldn't tell me that MC Hammer put Too Cold Scorpio up to this. I didn't.
Hey, listen. Yes, Too Cold Scorpio being MC Hammer is like literally like, if we ever get a chance to talk, interview, converse with MC Hammer, one of the questions I really do have for him is, hey, yo, were you ever paid by WCW like on some consultant type of thing? Or did you lend your name and likeness or something to Ted Turner Broadcasting? Because Yeah, Two Cold Scorpio was MC Hammer. He even had Old Town 357 with him. Like,
yes. It was that. So when I first heard the Two Cold Scorpio theme song, I said, "Where's MC Hammer?" Because basically that's who Two Cold Scorpio was to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my favorite hip hop moment. Even the vignette where the kids was like playing basketball and he popped up with the two women on the side, like, "Yo, what y'all doing? Why y'all ain't in school?" and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It got to a point, Kemp, that I wanted Two Cold Scorpio to take me to school. Like,
hey.
Where is he?
That's not a bad setup. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Where is Two Cold Scorpio? Why can't he pull up on the west side and be like, "Yo, why you ain't in school today?" And then we do the Running Man on the way to McNair. I wanted that to happen for me, and it didn't.
Gotta hit that step. That Two Cold Scorpio with hey, he had the cowboy boots on, I think, too, on there, or the long the point-toed gaiters.
Yeah,
Shout out to Two Cold Scorpio, bro.
And Two Cold Scorpio is the closest thing to, at least at that time, authentic hip hop to me.
For sure.
I think that was in the 80s and 90s. Two Cold Scorpio was the closest to doing hip hop right.
Yeah,
when
for
it
sure.
comes to wrestling. And the fact that Two Cold Scorpio was probably still to this day one of the most athletic wrestlers that I've ever seen in my life. You go watch a Two Cold Scorpio match.
Yeah.
And you see how effortlessly he does what he does in the ring. I have never, at that time, never seen not only a wrestler do what he do, a black man do what he do. So seeing Two Cold Scorpio was my wrestling introduction to hip hop, but also to me at the time where I'm now old enough to be like, this shit corny. Two Cold Scorpio was not corny to me.
No.
And because of that, he was really truly, for me, my introduction of wrestling and hip hop. And I think that we should talk about Two Cold Scorpio more, because I think that Two Cold Scorpio is probably, for me, I think Two Cold Scorpio is probably one of the more underrated wrestlers of all time. Like when you all have a conversation about, which wrestlers should X, Y, and Z, make sure Two Cold Scorpio is in that conversation.
For sure. And I'm
not
glad
Flash Funk. Not Flash Funk.
No. No.
I'm talking about Two Cold Scorpio.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's definitely a difference. It's definitely a difference. And I'm glad you said a few things. And I just want to piggyback just a little bit off of it. Like, because now looking back at the vignettes, it's bad acting, but it's not corny.
Yeah, it's terrible acting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And but hey, when we like 9, 10, we don't know that. Like we don't give a shit. Like it's a black dude wrestling. He just dunked the basketball and dancing with kids to school. Like it's cool. And as much, and I want to say this too, especially for woke black wrestling Twitter, right? Or whatever, or Wrestling X, whatever it is now. In a time where people would assume that racism, prejudice, and discrimination of all of that was existing more in the South, more in the wrestling world, in WCW. Two Cold Scorpio, no matter what it is, maybe it's just because his name is his name and you don't play with him in real life or whatever it is, but the fact that they were giving him a positive black character that was hip-hop influence was so major, because we would go on for another decade and a half and that wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that literally did not happen again. So that's just another reason to really celebrate one and to appreciate them way much more, as Banks said, because Too Cold Scorpio was definitely the one black guy that, even with the Flash Funk, which we don't like the gimmick, but he was always that stand-up black dude that's just not. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing into the stereotypes. I'm not playing into this, jigaboo antics or jigaboo cinema, as I used to say in the 2000s. And even that alone, for him wanting to represent a positive black hip hop figure, when shoot, Dre is popping, Snoop is popping, gangster rap is it. You know what I'm saying? And he still wanted to do that. That's commendable, just in so many ways.
Yeah. So that's the good part of the hip hop side of wrestling. Now, I definitely hate some of the stuff that we end up seeing when it comes to hip hop and wrestling. I hated seeing, like the Stooges or other older white men, try to act like they was freestyling and rapping. Like, that got on my goddamn nerves. To see some of that. It got on my nerves to see, it got on my nerves to see, some of them wear their hat to the back and yeah boying and all of that stuff. Now that,
yeah, boy, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it may have been the Stooges. I think it was, but it was some old white men, that put their hat to the back and was like, yeah, boy. Now, sometimes it comes off funny.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes it come off funny because, I think it was Kurt Angle.
Yes.
Kurt Angle came off funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Kurt Angle is a person at that time who really just didn't take himself seriously.
Right.
And just was like, yo, we gonna have fun with this.
Yeah.
But I also think, too, that because of wrestling and because of trying to get deep in the culture, sometimes wrestling, I'm trying to say the right way without sounding like a dick. But I think a lot of times wrestling didn't have the people inside of the building who could relate to the culture.
For sure.
And because they couldn't relate to the culture, we got dumbass shit.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think we love wrestling and we still connect with wrestling. I think the issue becomes, though, do you see yourself being a part of wrestling? That's when the questions start happening. And I look at, we said on this program once before that Westside Gunn should get a lot better treatment. That he probably gets some great treatment, ladies and gentlemen. First, let me say this. Westside Gunn is probably beloved by a lot of wrestlers in wrestling organizations. And I'm not talking about them. I am talking about upper management. I think people like Westside Gunn brings so much to the culture when it comes to wrestling. And I still stand on this. I think there's a group of older wrestlers that do not understand how popular they are amongst the culture.
Yeah.
I'll stand on that and not get it at the same time. But then when I take a step back and I be making fun of the show all the time when I say white men ages 18 to 34, yada, 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 I also got to take a step back and understand that when you go to an indie event, you're probably not seeing us.
Right.
When you go to an indie event, you're probably not seeing, the culture. You're probably seeing a whole bunch of older or younger white people that's like, oh, you did a great job. Here's a Budweiser. And let's talk wrestling. Ric Flair's my favorite wrestler. You're not seeing, somebody, what I'm saying, like really just like having a conversation with you and shop and talking shop. You're not seeing that.
Right.
So since you're not seeing that, it's hard for you to have a conversation probably with us or think that we really truly mess with you if that's the case. Because I would probably feel the same way. If I'm thinking of a wrestler here, if I'm from LA Knight, I use LA Knight. Even though his theme song sounds like some shit out of like, goddamn Menace to Society. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like they listened to the Menace to Society theme song and was like, "Hey man, let's do something like this for LA Knight." You even though you had that, let's keep it a buck here. I mean, LA Knight don't look like he listens to rap. He don't.
Well,
but
the white boys are corporate though.
Wait a minute. But we've learned over time that you would be surprised about who listens to rap. I mean, go listen to John Cena. So we still stereotype some of these wrestlers, that we see. And they probably are more well versed in what we would say is the real hip hop or LA gangster rap. But because they're white, we might like, oh man, they don't. And then you get to having a conversation when you be like, cool. Now on the flip side, you might have a conversation with folks that really do listen to it, black folks and Mexicans, and you feel like they trying hella hard to be cool with you because they feel like they got to be cool with you, and that's because they're not used to it. I think there's some people that probably feel like they're authentic. Like, I'll give you one wrestler who I feel like I don't look at them as a member of the hip hop culture, even though they're Mexican and Mexicans are knee deep in our culture. But I also look at them like they'll probably talk about the time that they shot somebody or saw somebody getting shot, and that's Conan. Like, Conan might be the most accurate depiction of what I feel like hip hop culture and wrestling is, and I mean all facets. Because it looks like Conan to have a conversation with you about rap. He have a conversation with you about the barrio. He have a conversation with you about hoes. He have a conversation with you about everything, and you come off it like, yo, this dude is cool as hell. Everybody else, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to forget this again. So because I think you're right. I want to kind of just circle back because the whole West Side Gun thing, because let me compartmentalize. All right, yes. So what I was going to say is I don't think that the purpose of wrestling, corporate or independent, even AEW, I don't think the purpose is culture. And I think that is why West Side Gun doesn't get acknowledged on either program, so to speak, because we can't forget that for all things considered, John Cena in a documentary about the Ruthless Aggression era said that he was basically the head of urban because nobody knew hip hop and how to be hip hop and how to be urban. So he brought that to the table. And I think from there, what definitely happened is John Cena obviously gave a good rub to Freddie Fox pause because I know he don't play that. And MOP is obviously influenced on the intro, we never seen Fame and Billy at SummerSlam or at WrestleMania, but I do think things like that open the door for a Snoop to get in there. And Snoop is a figure that transcends culture. It's like, yes, Snoop is as hip hop as you can get, but Snoop is also a global superstar, and he's gonna rep hip hop regardless. But they're not really in it for that. Like Snoop is the Undertaker of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what he does, no matter how he changes, he's always Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg is a win no matter what he's a part of. I do agree with you on the Conan thing because I think that he was able to navigate pretty well, and everybody just appealed to him because you knew somebody that was every single layer of Conan. I think the Kurt Angle thing was very authentic because when I'll never forget this cat named Eric. I used to work with him at this corporate building for this company that don't pay me, so they're not being mentioned. But randomly, he came up to me. He was like, "Hey, Cam, you know why they made the new 20s?" And I was just like, I think I read about it. I don't know. He was like, "Because I got all the old ones." And I was like, "Did you just quote Jadakiss to me?" I was just like, it totally threw me off because he told it like a dad joke, because that's the end of why. And you know why they made the new 20s? Because I got all the old ones. That's why. And I was like, I didn't even make the connection that you were going to say that.
At all. There was no reason for you to.
Yeah. And he literally just walked in, but I could tell that, the black guy in the office loves hip hop. I like this song I just heard by this guy named Jadakiss. Let me go and make the bonding connection here and tell him that
I want to let him know I'm cool.
Yes.
I'm cool.
Yes. And that to me is what the WWE and wrestling does with hip hop. That's what wrestling does with hip hop to me. They like, hey, because Jadakiss is official. Nobody's ever going to front on Jadakiss in hip hop. And a white guy would get points if he knew a Jadakiss bar. And whether it's why or whether it's niggas done started something. If you know something from Jadakiss, some black people might be like, "Oh, okay, dude, cool. He mess with Jada." He mess with Jada. So, and I think above all else, that is what wrestling does to hip hop. It's like, hey, that is cool. I don't know how many records this guy sells, but I heard of it, so it must be pretty big. Let's see if we can make it happen.
And that's why certain rappers I left off. Like Snoop is a wrestler you leave off this conversation.
Yes, yeah, because for sure.
Because Snoop is quite possibly the most famous wrestler. Snoop is the most famous rapper alive.
Yes. Yes.
And it's probably not even close. There's more people that would see that man than some of the people that you know and love and be like, holy shit.
Hey, put it this way. Snoop dissed Eminem and nobody said nothing.
Nobody.
Nobody said. Snoop dissed Eminem, told him he was nowhere near his top 10, and nobody said shit.
Nobody said
that's how Snoop, that's how big and famous and global of a superstar Snoop Dogg is.
Right. So let's just stop there. Right? Because there's some people that we're gonna leave off. And here's the thing. Like, Ric Flair got the song with Offset and all of that stuff, and even the WWE, have had songs with folks.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of their best theme songs are with rappers.
For sure.
But what I'm saying is, and what we're saying here is where, and I think you hit the nail on the head. For wrestling, it feels like it's, hip hop is just a checked box.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if wrestling really embraced hip hop, like some of their wrestlers do,
mm-hmm.
I think the product could be better. Like, if it's no secret that the wrestlers that you see right now, like, look at the Usos. Mm-hmm. The Usos came into the WWE, looking like Samoan surfers, basically.
Yeah.
Now they, when I first saw them, return, they came back looking like card crackers, like when they both came from injury. Both came looking like card crackers. But the thing is that, they start dressing like they normally would dress.
Mm-hmm.
They start embracing their culture, and part of their culture revolves around the hip hop culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rikishi The two attempts with Rikishi were corny.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the whole thing with Too Cool was corny, and I think when he was trying to come back after, trying to save the streets, I think that was corny too.
Yeah.
But I think
Too Cool. I'm sorry, real quick.
No,
Too Cool was not cool in real time, and it looks even worse now.
It looked like they Too Cool looks like a tag team in blackface, but no blackface.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, and it's like, man, because and you know what, and what it proves, y'all. Remember that time when Scotty 2 Hotty did come back, and he came back as Scotty 2 Hotty and did the worm, and did you see the pop or lack thereof of that? Mm-hmm. Because, man, that shit look weak as hell.
Yeah. So there's times they do it right. Like when you look at Bianca Belair, that's this generation's culture is knee deep in hip hop culture. And even when you look at some of the, non people of color wrestlers that embrace it, you see it in the clothes they wear, their attire, or what they come down to the ring with and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I just want wrestling itself. I want the organizations to stop tiptoeing around it. I'm not saying that everything has to have like Diddy in it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't want that either. Because I don't want that either. But embrace it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bring some of that feature, and don't think just because you put, some font, graffiti font on a wall that this is hip hop. It is not. Because it's not necessarily about even that. It's not just about the music. It's the aura of your wrestlers. It is the style. It is the flair. Hip hop. Ric Flair is hip hop.
Yeah. Yo. On the angle with Too Cool, and I'm sorry, y'all, but I think it's time that we really have the real conversation, because I tried to get into them, but just couldn't. Crime Time. I did not like the over-the-top New York gangster homeboy shopping network thing that they did. That was not fire to me. That was not fire to me. No. Like, it's just, I was just like, man, I thought we came further than this. Because for all things considered, they had John Cena looking more authentic than the two black guys that literally are of the culture that many would say, if they were, I don't know, maybe nitpicking or not unaware, that John Cena was appropriating at that time. And that in itself was a big issue for me personally. And real quick, because I don't want to forget this, because I meant to say this back when we brought them up. WWE, you want to check a lot of boxes in Philly, the week of WrestleMania? Salt and pepper in the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame. And Salt, Pep, invite Spin. She was there. She's still cold. That's what needs to happen. If they really want to do this to what you're saying about, I don't even want to call it bridging the gap, but if you want to bring some real authenticity to it, Salt and Pepper got to be in the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame. And it's wild that we have overlooked it or just haven't acknowledged it correctly. But with everything around women, black women, hip hop turning 50, and the fact that they've been a part of two different organizations' moments, whether it was helping get over a new wrestler in one company or coming out with another Hall of Famer in two sports, in Lawrence Taylor, at a WrestleMania main event. They should have been in there before Drew Carey. They should have been in there before a few people. I don't want to just get to naming and calling people out, but Salt and Pepper should have been there. So I think in Philly, because that's probably the closest they'll get to New York for a while, they should make that happen to really solve this authenticity gray area that exists.
Hey, you won. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you won. Salt and Pepper, Hall of Fame. Go ahead and book it. All I was going to say is they need to have some authentic Philly hip-hop involved.
Oh, man.
In this. Like, what we do is wrong needs to be...
Hey, listen.
What we do needs to be the theme song for WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, it does, but the fix is already in, Bang. We already know I Just Want to Rock is going to be the theme song of the Philly WrestleMania. Lil Uzi Vert has already had the cachet. He's already been mentioned on the wrestling program. They've set it up. It should be What We Do and Dreams and Nightmares. Like both of them should play. The soundtrack for there should be a soundtrack for WrestleMania that should include Dreams and Nightmares and What We Do. It just should happen. But it's gonna be I Just Want to Rock. And right now, we just gotta take that W. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just want to rock.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Salt and Pepper Hall of Fame, book that now.
For sure.
Now.
Let's do it.
All right. Speaking of, what we might see at WrestleMania, there's a number of things that we might see at WrestleMania. But before we get to that, this episode is all about family.
For sure.
This episode is all about family. Reason why? Because it seems like the WWE is all about family these days. For the second time, and I think the first time in history, where father and son are separate champions in the WWE. Because now we see that Rey Mysterio is the United States champion.
Yeah. And
Dom is the North American champion. Yeah, so it's North American, United States. They're the champion of Americas.
Yeah, that's why.
But Bang be knowing moment number one.
Okay.
It did not happen the way that I said it was going to happen, but it happened nonetheless. I told you all a couple of episodes ago that Rey Mysterio Jr. would defeat Austin Theory and become the United States champion. I also said that Santos Escobar is going to turn on Rey Mysterio and become the United States champion. One of that has happened. Yeah. Rey Mysterio. But, Santos Escobar, that was his match. He got beat up.
Raging Arthur Fist, bro. I hated everything about that entire episode. Because one, it was super suspect that Rey Mysterio just popping up everywhere with that damn jacket on. I'm like, yo, man, what's with you with the exclusive merch? Like, why you got that shit on in every fucking segment, right? And then I don't even like how Santos is on the way to the ring and he gets attacked, hitting the thigh one more time. And instead of Sabu's rich son really showing the heart of a champion, how he just gonna just take the L, but I'm not giving up because I'm a super hardcore fighting Latino. Rey Mysterio's in his face like, hey, no, give me the title shot. Let me go out here and do it. Let me go win the belt. It's like, fam, you've been here 30 years. What you doing? No, we know you already. Like, let me go follow my sword, please. I'm sitting, and because the thing is, Bang, if Santos would have got out there and got washed, and then Adam Pearce come out and say, nah, this wasn't even right. You gotta face Rey now. I would have accepted that way more than I would have accepted what happened, which is he laying in the aisle. And they don't even get to commercial break quick. They don't even get to the commercial break. Rey, as soon as he hit the ground, hey, no, I got it. Hey, no. Hey, ball. ball. It's like, fam, like, yo, I'm still dribbling. I just crossed half court. What are you talking about? So that's what I hated about that entire thing, because then you know Austin Theory's losing. And hey, look, we put Austin Theory on the clock when I saw Grayson Waller debut.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm not even tripping that he lost the belt. That literally don't matter. What matters is how he lost the belt, to who he lost the belt to, and how. Now, me personally, I want Santos to get well. The rest of the Latino world order turn on him. Ray get beat in the head with the crutch, and they dump cocaine on his face because it's LDF for life, not LWO. That's what I want to see now that we have this situation that we have.
And then you look at NXT, where Rey Mysterio main evented, and it was some of the highest ratings in years for NXT. I think they said they did over 770K, and it peaked at 840 when the main event happened with Dominik Mysterio going up against Dragon Lee with Rey Mysterio in the corner. So, look, for all we say about the Mysterio family,
they over. People are watching them.
Yeah, they over. Now it remains to be seen, what's gonna happen with Ray and how he's gonna lose that belt.
Yeah.
But I already told y'all, Rey Mysterio should have wrestled Seth Rollins at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Considering what happened, he should have wrestled him at SummerSlam. But that man is over from a heel standpoint. They can't stand that man. As soon as that man get a mic, they drown him out, and he's improving week after week after week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't normally do hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
I am not saying that Dom is going to be as big as this person.
Okay.
What I will say, however, is that Dom's trajectory is similar to The Rock's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, except he's the only reason why he won't be bigger is because he won't be as big of a face as The Rock. Because and I like what you're saying here, because you're talking specifically about 96, 97 Rock. And the difference for those that may not be aware is that it was die, Rocky sucks chance. But then he started to embrace it and cut promos that fed into it.
Yep.
But then he got over to the point where he was like, oh, I thought y'all don't like me. Or it's no sing-along with The Rock. The Rock says it by himself. But he became undeniably somebody to like. Just that looking at Dominic's face, I don't think that's going to happen for him.
Yeah, it depends. Father's love, son's love, if done right, triumphs overall. Let's just say, for instance, Santos Escobar and the drug lords,
you know what I'm saying,
start really hammering down on Ray, and he started looking from afar like, damn, that is Pops. Damn. And then you got Damian like, hey, bro, know what Pops did, yo. Fuck, dude. Yeah, you right, but that's Dad. Here come Rhea. No, you stay over here with Mommy. Fam, you got engaged to Buddy. So technically, we,
like literally, Buddy.
Like literally, like you got engaged to Buddy ass. So what it really is with us? All I'm saying is that once Rey Mysterio gets to a point where his ass is getting beat, who's the person that's gonna save him? His son. And then you have that emotional return. I'm not saying I want this to happen.
No, I get you.
I'm saying that there's a way where you can turn that man face to where you really support him as a face with now a new and improved Dominik. Because this Dominik can still be this Dominik and be a face. He can still be what you see and be a face. I'm not saying it's impossible, but with the Rock's thing, the Rock came in as a face. They soured on Buddy ass. He needed some improvement. He got around a group of people, and he became the most hated person in that group to the point where they kicked out the leader. Finn Balor looks like he's damn near out the group. I'm not saying that Dominik would be the leader. What I'm saying is, it's a similar situation. Yeah. Now, Rhea ain't going to become a pimp, and Damian Priest ain't going to be a sexaholic, and they're not going to bring in somebody that has a chest protector and stuff. But it's similar situations. When it comes to where The Rock was and Dom was, it's just really up to the WWE writers and Dom to where they can take this. Because at the end of the day, they're going to need a new Mexican superstar. It ain't Santos Escobar.
Well, yeah, and that's where we agree also. You know what? My thing is, just from the look of Dominik, and I'm not saying that you're wrong in the aspect of anything is possible, and he could be a face. But what I'm thinking about personally is that truly the value? Like, is that of greater value long term than him being a heel? Because we are now in the love to hate Dominik Mysterio era. And although that may not sell merch, it definitely sells tickets. And you can be on two sides of the coin. People really want to see you win, or people really want to see you lose. And when you are in that situation, they can literally put you with anybody, and it's going to work. And I think that's what those NXT numbers reflect. I mean, shoot, and on the flip side of the coin, that's where LA Knight is. They're cutting now. They have him in classic Attitude Era segments now on SmackDown. They're making Attitude Era TV time for him because people just want to see him win. First Black Champ podcast told you first weeks ago. Now people just need to see him win matches because he hasn't won shit and he's over. Dominik, back to him. We don't want to see him win at all. And now he's beaten legends. He's won titles. And I just think that the value in that, I don't see it flipping because I want to say they tried it with his pops and it still didn't. Like, he didn't even get the proper sympathy for Roman Reigns beating his ass or for the Usos beating his ass. Like, so many people have fought Dom, or he's been in tag matches or singles matches, and you felt sorry for him, but now you hate his guts. And that is a circle of life that we don't talk about much. It's like, you know what? I kind of feel sorry for this kid. You look at him. He looks funny. He's scrawny. He doesn't look like he's getting any pussy, but then he's a school shooter. And you're like, man, fuck this little nigga, man. I hate this little bastard. Get him the fuck out of here. And that's what Dominik Mysterio is. And right now, I don't see that cachet being less than the value of him being the face, even if it is to save his dad at the end of the day.
Yeah. And look, I'm going to say this again. I just saw the dumbest video ever. I'm sorry. Just saw a dumbass video with three white kids sitting on the goddamn. I have no fucking clue.
This is not the green thing in the park, is it?
Like no. I have no fucking clue why you would get off the train platform to sit on the train rail, on the railroad rail, right with the third rail right behind you.
Oh, wow. Hey, man.
Because motherfucker kid leaned back, hit the third rail.
Yo.
You already know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch the third rail. Why are you there?
Yeah.
Sit your motherfucking ass on the goddamn. I just had to, sorry, interrupt, because that was the dumbest shit I've seen.
Kids they're not scared of death at all. I was scared to die when I was a kid. I don't know about y'all. I was scared to die. These kids ain't scared of nothing. They ain't scared of death. They don't acknowledge the concept of heaven and hell. They don't nothing. Nothing. That died after us. They don't care.
And nowhere in hell I'm going to be sitting on a rail with the third rail right there.
Yeah.
Knowing you touch it, it's a wrap, more than likely. Then you got, it looked like the Bulls won the championship because the kids ransacked the United Center and shit. Then you got the City Winery in Chicago. That's even wilder. Security was real mad. Move your fucking ass. But let's move on from Rey Mysterio and Dominik Mysterio. But congratulations, because that's history. Because they were tag team champions. So you have that historic moment with father and son. And then again, I've never seen a situation where father and son are champions, separate champions at the same time. So, historic moment. Shouts out to the Mysterio family. The legacy lives on. And whatever we feel like may happen next with Dominik Mysterio, he's one of the more popular stars in the WWE, whether heel or face, depending on the reaction. There's LA Knight reaction. There's Dominik Mysterio reaction.
Hey, real quick, hold up. And shout to Rey Mysterio. You know what? Shout to Rey Mysterio, because I see what you're doing. You ain't low now, nigga. I see what you're doing now. Because Chavo said, hey, don't nobody know your daddy and them. Leave my uncle and them alone. Get on by yourself. Put yourself on, nigga. Don't do shit over here. That's what Chavo told you. And Ray went, you know what? You right. So now me and my son gonna win more titles than you and your dad. Like we gonna win you more than you, your daddy, your uncle. We gonna win all the titles now. Skip it. That's what we gonna do. Now you gonna see what it is. It's a privilege for me to big you up and big your family up, punk, because you can't do nothing out here like I do it out here. So you know what? Shout to you, Ray. My bad. Okay. I respect the gangster. I do. Because you know what? I ain't seen none of that. I ain't seen no EGs on those sleeves. Even Dom getting chilled out. I see. Bet. I get it. Respect to the Mysterio family. You right.
Hey, man, and we all know the other thing that's going on. We already know what's going on with the other family. Because of everything that went down on Friday, it's just another episode of Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of As the Bloodline Turns. I am Jared Bang. With me is Kemp from the Port. And on this week's episode of As the Bloodline Turns, we talked about what happened at SummerSlam. Now we got the reaction that Bang be knowing here said was going to happen. Jimmy said to his brother Jey that he basically did it for his own good. He did not want him to end up like his cousin, Roman Reigns, and that's why he didn't want him to be tribal chief. To where Jimmy was confused, as I said that Jimmy would be confused, and after that, we'll figure it out from there. And what we figured out, or what Jey helped us figure out, is that he quit. He said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." He said, "I'm out the Bloodline." He said, "I'm off Smackdown. Damn, I'm out the WWE. Deuces, ooses." Kemp, your thoughts on the immediate departure of Jey Uso because he's in the alumni section.
What I like about it is that's a hell of a way to solidify your ascension. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's been a great 3 years for Roman Reigns, and we can't deny that. But it's been a phenomenal 3 years for Jey Uso, bro. Like, it's been phenomenal. And you know what? Even though I don't believe this, if Jey Uso was to retire right now, if he never wrestled another match, he stamped himself in the era where they're going to do countdowns and he's going to make the top 10. The greatest stars of the 2020s. Number 4, Jey Uso. Like, it's going to happen. It could happen right now. And it's 2023. I believe that. But I believe that it's just time to retool. I think it's let me sit back, admire the work, let whatever else is going to happen, because again, I do believe that part of Roman Reigns' title reign now has to come with what we talked about after SummerSlam is him flat out winning clean matches. And what better way to start that trend and to start that run with the right-hand man being MIA. Jimmy obviously just outcasted. And still with that thing that's existing with Solo Sikoa. Because yeah, he's on board, but yeah, he want that spot too. So personally, what I believe is that the next 60 days or so is going to be all dedicated to Roman Reigns being exactly what his shirt says, the only one. And what does Roman Reigns do when he's the only one? Well, he better continue to show up and win. He better continue to wreck everyone and leave. He better be greatness on a different level. like he better be all of the slogans and all of the shirts that he's sold over the last 3 years to not only solidify how dominant his run is, even as a heel, but that's also the thing that he's missing now with the class that he's in. And for those of you not aware of the class he is in, he's now in the class with Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan. And what's one thing that all those gentlemen did for at least 365 days? They beat everybody while needing no one. So I think this is the piece of the championship run for Roman that matters the most. And I think this is really the heat check for Jey Uso, because now he could even go. I would even say this, man, and there is absolutely no cap in this statement. To me, Jey Uso could get sent to Raw by himself, and he could be competing with Seth Rollins or for Gunther for either title. Now it makes perfect sense. They get a contender and a champion they didn't even know that they had 3 years ago, and that makes this whole Bloodline story even sweeter, because now, which I think is a callback to one of my earlier predictions, is that separate the Usos from the rest of the Bloodline and let's see what happens. And I think we're on the verge of potentially that, just to kill some time.
Yeah. Yeah, he forget Gunther. He go over to Raw right now. He compete for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And make it credible.
Yes.
And not make it a TV championship. First of all, he ain't quit. This is a storyline break.
Yeah, that's internet fodder for y'all to feed into.
Yeah, so just want to make sure y'all know this. He quit like CM Punk quit.
Yeah, right. Hey, if y'all thought CM Punk quit after y'all seen what Bret Hart went through, like,
Right. But I think this has a chance to make him a bigger star.
yes.
This definitely gets me in that situation where the WWE, hey, you in that situation where it's like, hey, number of ways we can go here, people.
Yeah.
But the rumor on the street is that Jimmy versus Jey will happen in Philly at WrestleMania 40.
Okay.
That's the word on the street. That's the rumor in innuendo. As my folks, something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard would say.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this should wait that long.
Facts.
We're in the summer. It shouldn't wait that long.
Yeah.
This should not.
And I'm sorry. And we also don't live in the world of 5 pay-per-views anymore.
Yeah.
We do 12 premium live events, and some of them are 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, don't wait till WrestleMania for this, unless it is a match to close out the feud. But I am excited to see Jey and Jimmy like this. I really want to see Jimmy shine now.
Yeah.
Like, this is a situation where now it's sink or swim for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people that have catapultized, off of this, has been Roman and Jey.
Mm-hmm.
And technically Solo.
Yeah.
You're the 4th.
Yeah.
Like, I know we be using the Beatles for an example, but no, at this point, he's like the Jacksons we don't talk about.
Yeah.
He this close to being Reby.
Yeah. Yeah.
He this close to being Reby Jackson.
Yeah.
Centipede, and that's it.
Yeah, man.
And Centipede and raising allegedly Janet Jackson's daughter. That's what Reby's claim to fame is, Jack.
Yeah, it is.
Jimmy ain't Tito Jackson. He ain't Marlon Jackson. He definitely ain't Michael. He ain't Jermaine. He ain't Jackie.
Yeah.
He ain't LaToya.
He got a shot at Randy.
He's not Randy.
He got a shot, though. He got a shot.
He ain't Randy right now.
Right, yeah. No.
If you went down the Jackson totem pole, Jimmy don't fall into none of them categories, fam.
No, which
He's damn near Reby. His claim to fame is them tag team championships and being the oldest. Reby's claim to fame is Centipede, allegedly raising Janet Jackson's daughter, and being the oldest.
Hey, yeah. Hey, listen, again, like I said, he could be Randy. He could end up Randy. You know what I mean?
He got a chance. Jimmy Uso has a chance to go up the Jackson ladder with Jey being out. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Can Jey take the ball and finally get the place where he deserves?
Yeah.
Fam, your wife at this point got you.
Yeah, man. It's up to Naomi. She's killing it. Or, I'm sorry, Trinity. She's killing
Trinity.
it.
So, and this is no slight at Jimmy. No. I think Jimmy has it. I think Jimmy has just ran into some things that has, not enabled himself to show that.
Yeah.
I need nobody's bitch to pop back up.
Yeah.
Or you gonna be Reby.
Hey, man.
Centipede went platinum, Kip.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Hey, I love that song. That is one of my favorite Jackson songs, not by Mike or Janet. So, and I'm all Jacksons though. O'Shea Jackson, all of them. I'm telling them that's one of my favorites. but
Freddie, O'Shea.
You know what I mean?
The Jackson family.
Yeah. All of them. You know what I'm saying?
Top 3.
Famous Jet Jackson, all of them. Everybody counts. I'm 1,000,000,000% with you because we're living it in real time, so it don't really seem that way. But man, Jimmy Uso could have very potentially been season 15 of Dark Side of the Ring. And now he's WWE documentaries. right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. You can be Dark Side of the Ring, or you can be WWE documentaries. And Jimmy Uso is on the upswing. He is on the ascension of the docuseries and far away from the Dark Side of the Ring, which I personally love for him. So, yeah, I'm with you. Even the fact that how the dynamic between Jimmy and Roman is, bruh, I didn't do shit for you, but he was like, yo, but I owe you one though. like in other words, hey, nah, your brother beat my ass. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I ain't gonna lie, your brother beat my ass. Like, hey, but you saved me. You stopped it though. Mm-hmm. So what's up? What you need? You know what I mean? Hey, he offered Jimmy everything but the Ric Flair package, which was limo, bitches, and a Rolex.
Man.
Because they family. And yo, don't out me. Don't out me in front of everybody. Don't out me in front of everybody, cuz you wildin'. So with that, I am excited for this. I know, and I seen a report or I seen a post or a tweet or whatever saying that the Bloodline story has officially went flat. It's stale now.
Nah.
And I think y'all couldn't be more wrong in that aspect. Again, this is a lot of you not truly understanding the point of long form storytelling and what it really means to get a wrestler over. You know what I'm saying? Getting a wrestler over is more than winning matches. It's more than winning titles. And if that's your only gauge besides the coolest spot of the night, you have no clue what is happening right now with this Bloodline story.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the Bloodline on As the Bloodline Turns here on First Black Champ. Hey, Aubrey James has a great quote here that I think that I want to bring up here. It says, the reasoning for Jimmy is stupid. I would just go with the jealousy angle. Now, remember, that's what I said it should go, but it's going to go towards the, hey man, I screwed you mainly because I don't want you to be like cuz. Would you rather the screw job happen because he jealous of Lil Bro, or is this the right way of going to say, I don't want you to be like because?
I mean, sure, he did both. If we really pay attention to that last segment, he was just like, yo, you become the tribal chief, what happens to me? That sounds like jealousy to me. That sounds jealous as fuck. Like, bro, like, oh man, you gonna go and do this. What's that left for me? What about you? Like, like, yo, you don't live in my house? What are you talking about? and then he was like, and the main reason is because I don't want you to be like him. So in other words, I don't mess with my cuz. So now you can't end up like him too. Like, y'all can't leave me behind. It's like, man, why don't you level up though? So to me, I think that the jealousy angle and I think that is the jealousy angle, because for you to not want to see somebody win, so they not like somebody else, and so they leave you behind, is some jealous ass shit. That is the epitome of jealousy. That is, I think that's textbook jealousy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think I'd rather him stand on this shit though. For the dude that came back with the nobody bitch shirt, he been acting like a bitch for the past 3 months.
And Roman should bring it up next Friday. I'm with you. Hey, I'm with you.
That's all.
Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you came with the shirt. I see you burned it. Like you don't believe in that no more. You might as well get you one of these. Get you a 1,000 shirt, bro. Like that.
Yeah, like you might as well just support the movement at this point, fam. Yeah, I just rather him stand on it. That's all. That is it. That is all. I'd rather Roman Reigns, tell dude, stand up on your shit. You ain't do that shit because you ain't want him to be me. You did that shit because you don't want him to be me. And what I mean by that is you don't want him to be champion because, as you said, what's going to happen to me? Your ass going to be playing the back. And like I had said earlier, hey, man, you fell down the Jackson board.
Yeah.
Michael, that's me. Jermaine, that's your brother. You can group Janet, that's Solo.
Yeah.
You could group in all them other brothers, them ain't you. Not even Tito.
Yeah,
You
right.
Reby, fam. At this point, you got a hit, and you the oldest to die. What else did you got for me, fam? All you got is Centipede and a kid. Matter of fact, do Jimmy even have kids? No, I mean, yeah, she got stepkids. So yeah, Jimmy got kids. He's Samoan. He out here fucking.
Yeah. Jimmy had 2 before Naomi even popped up.
Yep, he got kids and he got a dog that got an Instagram account now. When you go to the red carpet, you is Will Smith to Jada.
Yeah. You definitely you gotta get on your shit when you Will Smith with the post.
That's you. That's you. When Naomi went on that I'm out the WWE tour with now Mercedes Moné, Jimmy ass was like this. His brother becomes main event Jey. Now Jimmy's like this. Solo got signed, was in NXT, became North American champion and had to give the belt back. And now is one of the main members of the Bloodline, Jimmy the Solo. And we already know Jimmy the Roman.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, who gonna do this for you?
Yeah. Questions that need answers.
So that's why I'm excited about Jimmy really now being at the forefront. And now it's up to him at this point. Because let's be real, what reason other than this is for you to have a main event match at WrestleMania with your brother?
Right.
Because we gonna forget about this. Yeah. If your ass is Huff, while Jey is gone. Jey could get traded to Raw. And we still gonna look at this and be like, where your brother at? Like, he has to get out of people's shadows. So if this is the way we going, that it's like, hey man, I did this so you wouldn't become them. Well, Jimmy, who do you want to become? Like, and that's what I think we're gonna find out. I hope they don't wait till to Mania. I hope Jey back like the week before Payback, and we get this match. But it does beg the question: if Jay's gone and Jimmy's going this route, what's truly next for Roman Reigns? Now I know Bobby Lashley. Now, what's interesting about this is that Jay's gone. So now the Bloodline is down to 3. Bobby Lashley went him and got 2. One of them got Beijing in his head now and wearing suits.
Yeah.
They said they need new blood. Are we now about to get Bobby Lashley and the little homies versus the Bloodline really starting next Friday?
Now it's time for my guarantee.
There we go.
Because I do believe all that's going to happen. This is my hope/guarantee. I have Jey Uso out till War Games. I just want to throw it out there. I got Jey Uso out till War Games. If they're not going to move him to Raw or anything of that nature, I got him out till War Games. Why? Because that gives Jimmy a clear runway to build up his cachet. That also gives enough time for Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits to do whatever it is that they gonna do on SmackDown and cause some problems. I even got them taking the belts off of Kevin and Sammy.
Both of them niggas hurt.
Yes. So, and use every entendre that you would like in that scenario, right? With the Street Profits, with the leader of the Hurt Business, with the two Hurt dudes from Canada. Yeah, they taking all the gold. Beautiful. So now what I see happening is simply this. Roman obviously sees Bobby Lashley coming, but in true fashion, there's just obstacles in the way. And I think by that time, somebody else is joining Bobby and the Street Profits. Like that's, to me, that is a given. That is a fact. I would even venture to say if we get through whatever the October Premium Live event is and there is not a fourth member with those brothers, then somebody failed the wellness policy drug test, somebody injured, like somebody else is joining that trio. And that then sets up Jey Uso's return. Jey Uso is back. Jimmy's leveled up. Solo's still him. Roman is still the guy. And now they're coming back because, oddly enough, all the stuff going on with Bobby and the Street Profits and the member to be named is going to actually make their family stronger as they tell the story of, yeah, it's cool if me and my cousins fight, go at it, blah, 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 whatever, but y'all can't say nothing to us. Now we going to come together to beat y'all up. I think War Games this year, and this is for my guarantee, I think War Games this year will be the year that the Bloodline gets back together. If you remember, last War Games, they were a united front, but they were kind of split over the Sami Zayn thing. So now that actually served as the moment to where it was the beginning of the end of the Bloodline as we know it. I think this Survivor Series War Games is all about quote, shout to Reese, at the top, it's just us, nigga. And that is what it's going to be. Like now it's nobody else. It's just us. And when it's just us, look how great we are. That's what I believe is going to happen.
Man, I would say this. I would say that no matter what, we are about to get something that we've been waiting on for about a year and a half. And I think it's smart of the WWE, might sound bad, but I think it's smart of the WWE for putting the Street Profits in this position instead of putting Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin.
Absolutely.
Because the name is bigger. I don't think there's no other place to go if I'm the WWE by putting Bobby Lashley and his two against Roman Reigns and his two. The question becomes, though, who's the face and who's the heel?
Glad you said that. What I literally wanted to say, you see that crowd when Bobby came out there after the Street Profits was whooping ass? I don't know what it is, but I think I have an ounce of it myself. White people love Bobby Lashley and anybody standing next to him. That is just facts. So Bobby Lashley can be as aggressive and as tough and as crazy as he wants. Because, and what I do love about it, they blurred the line. Shout out to the Street Profits for blurring the line. They beat up everybody that night.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just hit the face team. Everybody got it. And I think but that's Bobby Lashley's style though also. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm slamming Brock Lesnar through the mat, but you know what? Cody Rhodes can get it too. Yo, the Undertaker can get some of this. Hey, but so can Steve Austin if you step to me wrong. And when you're that guy, the guy that because Steve Austin was that guy that, hey, let's get drunk and fight. White boys identified with that. Now it's the, yo, man, you could never fuck my bro Bobby. Bobby would kick your ass. like Kyle, relax. No, Bobby, fuck this dude, man. Beat his ass. And then because you say something wrong to Bobby beating your ass, and the white boy is like, yo, I told you. Like, that's it. That's the role he plays. That's face worthy against Roman Reigns. Because Roman Reigns, again, we're over 1,000 days as the champion. Pedro, we came for you. It's done, son. Hogan, you're next. And with all of that, he can just continue to heal out because we can't ignore the montages that's trying to make Roman Reigns a super heel. Like, they show him disrespecting his family left and right, punching people, throwing chairs, he's spearing you through the earth. Like, it's crazy. People, and also, people want the change of pace. And Bobby feels like the change of pace. You asked me a week or two ago, maybe even last week, what's next for Roman Reigns? Who's going to take the title off of him? No, as we're going into SummerSlam. And even though I don't think it's the answer today, the viable contender that people will go up for and will want to see another run from is Bobby Lashley. Like, that is the answer for SmackDown.
Right.
Because nobody else has done anything or has done as much with so little that Bobby Lashley has. We haven't seen Bobby Lashley the majority of this year, and look what's happening. The only answer is Bobby Lashley, but we could, and they could do their trilogy into that WrestleMania, and maybe Bobby Lashley comes out on top at WrestleMania. I don't know. Just saying. Makes sense.
So, first of all, before we even go further, I just want to send a shout out to the family of Pedro Morales. It has been a great, history, great way of learning the history of Pedro Morales.
Right.
But it is time for Pedro Morales. It is time for Pedro Morales to move on the record books. He's been passed by Roman Reigns, and he's been passed by Gunther. So, just wanted to say thank you.
Salute to you, man. You was obviously lit before our time.
Yeah. Shouts out to everybody in New York that's Puerto Rican that knew Pedro Morales. But that's one thing that I've learned, especially during Hall of Fame weekends, is that people are going to forget about you like they forget about others if you're not number one. And there's going to come a point where we're going to forget about Pedro Morales. Because honestly, I forgot about Pedro Morales until he got passed up.
And hey, and that is why records are made to be broken.
So don't know if the records of the next three, which is Hogan, Backlund, and San Martino, is going to be passed up by Roman. But you know what? We're going to forget about Hogan. We're going to forget about people like Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. And we're going to forget about people like Hogan, Bob Backlund, and possibly Bruno San Martino when records are broken. It's just sad to see two get broken in 1 year.
Yeah. Listen, I want to say this too. Vince is wised up. I'm sorry. Quick impromptu segment. Vince McMahon, I'm going to show you some respect. Shout out to you for doing the right thing. Because I know you wanted to invite Hulk Hogan to Raw and SmackDown for his 70th birthday. But you finally listened. You finally listening to that crowd. You reading them tweets. And you say, you know what? Let's just throw a graphic up.
Yeah.
Let's just throw the graphic up. Because in wrestling, no matter how you feel about it, Hulk Hogan turning 70 is a really big deal. But because he's come out there for less. He's come out there for less.
Yeah.
And shout out to Vince. Hey, listen, them boomers eventually get it. And them greatest generation ones also get it eventually. They get it.
Hey, it also don't help that that the FBI executed a search warrant on Vince McMahon and served him with a subpoena.
Yeah, man.
Vince McMahon went on leave on February 21st and is going to be on medical leave until further notice, but will remain executive chairman.
Yeah, man.
But I think it was the 17th or the 18th that the subpoena and the search warrant was acted upon. So, yeah, it's smart for Vince McMahon not to invite Hulk Hogan nowhere.
Hey, cue the graphic, bro.
Cue the graphic.
We got enough B-roll of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, just
you know what I'm saying?
Just do the graphic that says "Happy Birthday."
Yeah,
Hulk Hogan. They didn't even do "What's your favorite Hulk Hogan memory?"
No.
Them niggas just was like, "Happy birthday, Hulk Hogan! 70 years! Wow!"
They asked no wrestlers nothing.
Right.
Did no tweets go out. did no, hey, happy birthday, Hulkster.
Nigga, Ric Flair birthday come along. You see him in the back.
Yeah.
Right. Woo! You know, they gave Hulk Hogan the.
Yeah, and send Edge out there.
Right.
Hey, they said that image up there and send Edge out there. Hey man, promote yourself. You know, you're a Hogan tie. You're at
25 years for you though.
Right. Right. You know
and they didn't even hit you with the.
Yeah, no.
They just was like, I am a real American. It's like, yo, happy birthday, Hulkster.
Yeah, man.
Like, yo, that was the happy birthday you sent to your third cousin.
Man, facts. Are you coming to the reunion? Oh man, hey, I'm gonna try to catch you there, but happy birthday, cuz.
Birthday, cuz. Like, there you go. All right, man. Hulk Hogan like, man, y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna invite me?
Like, hell nah. Like, Anthony the Passport? Hell no.
Vince ain't got nothing to do with me, fam. You know, we're trying to move on, fam. Trying to move on, my G.
Because Calgary would have let him know. Hey, Bret Hart country, they would have let you know. You would have keep your ass right where you at.
Hey, man. Wait till Ric Flair's birthday. Woo!
Yeah, hey, for real.
Ric Flair gonna be in the back with Charlotte.
Man.
Like, they didn't even get that man a backstage segment.
Nope. No.
What up, Hulkster?
Yo. Hey, they didn't even show him receiving birthday love.
Right. God damn, Hulk. Before we get out of here, hey, so it looks like LA Knight is gonna be in a real feud.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Man, between Monday and Friday, looks like things between him and The Miz are heating up.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you is, can The Miz make LA Knight a megastar?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. Because if we're being honest, they're the same guy in the WWE. Like, they're literally the two white guys that are 40 years old that watched the Attitude Era and were super inspired to become wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And literally the only difference is one wears the suit like Ric Flair, and one wears jeans and Timbs like Steve Austin and his favorite rapper, whoever that may have been in 1997.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So I see where they're going, but honestly, this feud feels like a stalemate to me, only because, yeah, we don't like The Miz, but we mess with The Miz. And I don't think this Miz is the Miz that gets your faces over. It worked on Daniel Bryan because he was a lame. You know what I mean? Like, like he was like, hey, yo, hey, the Miz talked to Daniel Bryan like he was the lamest dude ever. And that's coming from the Miz. And when you show up with Maurice and a title and a suit on, yeah, you look like the lamest dude ever.
Yeah.
So it works. But when Miz and Morrison really clashed, like, they didn't really win in that. Like, nobody won in that. You know, nobody's star got elevated. So that's what I'm worried about with this. If they were trying to, if the purpose of this is making, you know what I'm saying, making the megastar, if you will, then they need to pick somebody firmly on the other side of the fence that we just truly don't mess with. Like, and to be, I mean, in all honesty, the feud was right in their face, but they're wasting it on Rey Mysterio. The feud was Austin Theory. Like, that was it. The dude that we really don't mess with the dude we really do mess with. I mean, even though, hey, look, the promos on Monday were fire.
Let me go to the promos on Monday.
Yeah.
The promos on Monday let me know that these two probably don't like each
other. Yeah, hey, yes.
Because LA Knight basically called that man a hoe.
he's like, yeah, you let people do that to you? No.
No.
He's like, they ain't happening to me. Hey.
I stopped watching on Monday. I was like, you know what? They got to fight. Nah. There's promos, you know, that's, you know, in the essence of real life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically, you know, the Miz was a little bit heavier with LA Knight than he was with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Because at least Daniel, he basically just was like, you was unsuccessful wherever you went. Like, you wasn't even one of them good indie niggas, fam.
Right. He was like, I mean, yeah, okay, you think I can't wrestle, but I make more money than you, though. like you should try wrestling like me. You won't have your problems.
Like, you're broke. And then you got LA Knight basically just like, niggas really didn't fuck with you.
Yeah.
But they didn't fuck with you because of anything else. But you was a hoe. Like, you was an easy mark, fam.
He was like, hey, I might be a journeyman in the indies, but I ain't no bitch. It's like, and I'd rather never be a bitch.
I go all on these organizations all I want to, fam, but I'm not a bitch.
Yeah.
And at the end, basically, can't none of these niggas in here whoop my ass. Or even try to whoop my ass. But they tried it with your bitch ass. And you was outside the locker room changing clothes like a hoe. Look, ain't nobody making me not change in the locker room.
Right.
All right. You know, that's some hoe shit. They treated you like a pussy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, how Jada can say, nah, I don't know how you allowed that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was listening to that and I was like, these niggas don't like you.
Yeah.
Like,
it was good. It was good. Hey, listen. And, you know, I'll give the Miz this because you want to play that game. He all with it. Remember, he is a reality show star.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if you really want to get to that, we can get to it. I don't know how this is going to translate match-wise, but the talking, I'm here for it because, you know, I think, hey, again, like the demo, white men age 18 to 34, they like to see those two types of white guys clash. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the underachiever versus the guy that never really got his break. You know what I mean? So there's story there. I just don't see it elevating LA Knight the way it's supposed to. LA Knight needs a combination of a guy that really people can't stand, but is really, really all about having great matches. Dare I say, LA Knight versus Finn Balor is a better situation for him. Obviously, LA Knight versus Seth Rollins without the belt. Even though y'all heard it here first, he could be a world champion if you do it right. Literally my direct quote. But him against a Seth Rollins would work. Again, still sitting on him versus Austin Theory was going to work. You just got to put him with people that sends him to a different gear. Miz will send him to a different gear on the mic. I don't know if he'll definitely put him in a different gear in the match.
And that's why I believe that person he should be wrestling against is AJ Styles. That's it. I agree with you. I don't think Miz is the person, because Miz and him on the mic is gold. But him and Miz in the ring does not elevate LA Knight, because Miz is not necessarily that person that's going to elevate you in the ring. He didn't elevate Daniel Bryan in the ring. He elevated Daniel Bryan on the microphone.
Yes.
So I think if you, instead of Karrion Kross going up against AJ Styles, I think AJ Styles should be a heel and he should go up against LA Knight. I think that's the person for him, because AJ Styles can have a great match with a broomstick.
Yeah.
And I think that's the type of person that you need, because look, if we want to keep it a buck, let's keep it a buck. While LA Knight is great on the ring, he has some scary botch moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That Sheamus one, I was scared for everybody.
Yeah, I was scared for everybody. And I don't think Sheamus is that person that's gonna, like, Sheamus needs to be messing with Edge right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Edge needs that person. I think eventually LA Knight versus Edge. Matter of fact, LA Knight versus Edge is a great WrestleMania match for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's definitely, rated R. Yeah, I think that's a match that I would love to see at WrestleMania. LA Knight versus Edge. I don't want to see LA Knight versus The Miz though, because because then it also sings force. Give Edge the person who toiled the independent scene and was in the secondary promotions, and then came to the WWE and didn't necessarily have the success right off of the bat. Yeah. So now Miz can go and say, hey, I make more money than you, and you wrestled in NWA. Don't nobody even know NWA no more. Yeah. I don't want to see Miz do that like he did with Daniel Bryan again. That's good. That's cool. Let's talk some other shit about him. Not even saying that he's an Attitude Era wannabe, because both of y'all are.
Man, like that was literally the pot calling the kettle black in that moment. I was like, fam, this your shit. I watch Real World. That's literally your shit. Like, that's who you are. Mm-hmm. Also, and you know what? And even just to make the promo more fiery, you know what, it would have put LA Knight probably to a different gear if he was like, you know what, with the locker room thing, he was like, hey, look, I've been in plenty of locker rooms. But the main thing that you got to understand is that my road is more respected than yours, and you got all this shit. But yeah, people just respect me more in this industry than they do you, and that's a real thing. You know, the people that, you know, come from reality TV versus the people, or celebrity or Hollywood, that come versus the people that come from the indies. Don't matter where you came from. Whether it was OVW, FCW, NWA, AWA, WCW, wherever. The fact that you came through wrestling and you got here wrestling versus you got here through Tough Enough, like that's a bar. That's a bar for the people, especially for the wrestling purists and the wrestling elitists, all alike. They always respect that more. So I think, I'm so with you on this AJ Styles thing. And now, we just got to start using people right. See, this is when the booking gets sketchy, ladies and gentlemen. This is a one-on-one when booking gets sketchy, because look what's happening with LA Knight. And even though they got him dismantling Hit Row, like they got him on Monday night with The Miz trading bars, and I get it. But again, we need the moment for LA Knight. We need the feud that puts LA Knight where he needs to be, because he overperformed in that Bray Wyatt situation.
He had no choice but to.
No choice but to. So again, man, we just let's get the payback. Let's cut the check, WWE. Let's pay this man for what he's done with nothing. like, let's do that, please.
Yeah, man. Look, that's about it.
Yeah.
No, it's not. My bad. Totally forgot. No, that is not it.
I thought of something too. I think I know where you're going.
So it's been some changes.
Yeah.
That's happened on the announcers for Raw and SmackDown. Michael Cole, along with Wade Barrett, is moving on over to Raw, and Michael Cole will be joined by Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves on Sits in the Middle. So that makes him the lead announcer for SmackDown.
That's how you see it.
Technically.
Right. Yeah.
Hey.
As in, hey, congratulations on your new opportunity.
Right. Now,
hey, best wishes.
Right. Now, Booker T said something about Michael Cole that I thought that was interesting, though.
Okay.
Because Michael Cole be out here working, Jack. He be out here working a lot. But Booker T says that he is trying to wind down, but he really can't.
Yeah.
And I guess my question to you is, how does this look? Because I'm going to read you the quote. He says that Michael Cole ain't going to never be able to retire. He can forget about that. It's hard finding the next Michael Cole, too. Next, in certain ways, because I'm waiting for to get his shot. Cole, part of both brands. I do see that. I do know what Michael Cole wants to wind down as well. So I don't know how long this thing is gonna last, but I do know. But one thing I do know is Michael Cole is a team player. He's a soldier. Wherever he's needed, he's gonna step up to the plate. So sounds like to me, Michael Cole, like, if y'all motherfuckers get on y'all shit, I could go chill. So he gonna be sitting next to Kevin Patrick. Motherfucker, say this. What are your thoughts on Michael Cole being so heavily involved in WWE programming again?
I'm still here because you can't do your job. John Cena and Michael Cole are the same person, if you ask me. When I'm super bogus because I don't, his name is escaping me because it's so like Jimmy Smith. I think that was his name. My bad. My man, before they put Kevin Patrick on that table next to Corey Graves. To me, that was the fix. I don't know about behind the scenes. I don't know about, how they felt, but I think him making the transition from calling MMA to WWE, it was going well. Personally, I believe that. And I think that him and Corey Graves, with enough time, were going to be the tandem that was worthy of leading Raw or SmackDown or wherever they wanted to put him. This Kevin Patrick thing, I was really in the dark about. I didn't get it. I did not get it. You gave us great humor and fact at the same time when it was announced. And not that I'm going to definitely be the greatest announcer in the world or commentator in the world, but homie ain't got it. Like, he does not have it at all. He doesn't get the joke. He doesn't know the facts. He doesn't carry conversation. He's mastered how to react, and even that's a little late. So Michael Cole is like, all right, bro. They fired everybody. You're it. Like, they're like, everybody from Indeed is gone. What are you doing? So listen, we got to the end of the year. I'm going to sit with you. You're now job shadowing again. Like, this is job shadowing for you. If you don't get what this is and what me and Corey can do, bro, then they're getting rid of you. So let's just figure this out. And bang, it's not gonna work. And what they better pray for at this point, another wrestler that's pretty good on the mic wants to hop in that seat, or dare I say, give Kayla a shot at this point. Because I think Kayla would be better than him.
I think I'm about to sound like you. Man, don't put no damn European in these lead seats.
Hey, I don't be saying that.
No. No. Don't put no European in these seats. Nah.
Yeah, man.
Put an American white male in the seat. The end. Yeah. Don't nobody want to hear this Cheerio shit.
Yeah, yo. Yo.
They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that person with an accent, a European accent. No, they want to hear. They want to hear a twang, a southern twang with their shit, or East Coast charm, like Corey Graves has. They don't want to hear "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." They don't want to hear that. That's why this shit don't work. You know why this shit don't work, Cap?
Yo.
Michael Cole, like Jim Ross, exude emotion.
Yeah.
When they talk, when they commentate, when they explain to you what's going on.
Yeah.
This motherfucker Kevin Patrick out here smiling and shit when somebody get thrown in the goddamn announcer's table.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Gunther just threw Drew McIntyre into the announce table. No, nigga. Yeah. I want to hear the concern. You just saw a nigga get thrown into a goddamn table, collapse in front of you, and you smiling when you talk. No, I want to hear the concern, fam. Holy shit. Yeah. Drew McIntyre just got thrown to the table. Oh my God. Gunther, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's how he sounds.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah. I want to hear, oh my God. Oh, Drew.
Yeah.
Gunther, you ain't shit, man. Like, that's how.
Yeah, no. It's like the old Batman TV show with Burt playing Robin. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's sitting there watching it, and then all of a sudden it's holy irrigation system Batman. It's like, okay, what does that even mean? Like, what does that have to do with anything? It's like holy turnbuckles and suplexes Batman. It's like, oh, well, think about that.
There's no concern that comes out that's it. Well, let me rephrase it. There's nothing that sounds like concern or emotion that comes out of Kevin Patrick's mouth.
Yeah.
When something happens. It sounds like, man, I just got a double cheeseburger for free from McDonald's. Like, oh my God, Drew McIntyre is falling and can't get up.
Where they have the subtitle, real person, not actor.
Yes.
That's Kevin Patrick. It's like, hey, I didn't expect to win this double cheeseburger, but I got it. Yeah, this is amazing.
It's amazing.
Lunch is free today. I'm like, all right, bro, but like, you ain't gonna use it, huh?
So this new experiment that they're doing is not gonna last. And it's not gonna last simply because Kevin just is too cheerful. Listen to him on the podcast with Corey Graves.
Yeah, they got him on the show now, yeah. Yeah,
he's too cheerful. He's too happy. No. When some shit happened, like, look, listen to Smackdown.
Yeah.
On Friday. When all that shit went down, Kevin Patrick sounded like he was having the time of his fucking life.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still the kid watching wrestling. He's still the kid watching wrestling. And you know what? I don't think that we've seen this in our lifetime as far as commentary and color commentary exists. But like literally Michael Cole and Corey Graves are making sure he gets his reps in. They're with him every step of the way through the shows, premium live events, podcasts. Like they just like, yo, you got to get your reps in. So like, I now need to know why they gave him this chance. And he's obviously not a natural, but like, what's the angle here? What's the hook? Why have we not abandoned this project when we abandoned other great projects or better projects? Todd Gresham, Jimmy Smith. Oh dang, I forget my one man before the ones with Coach. I don't know, but shoot, Jonathan Coachman. Like even them, it's just like they've abandoned so many better projects than this that now you got to help explain to me why this project is still going on.
That's it. That's all, fam.
Yeah.
Like, look, I believe that man, if he wants to be in the wrestling business, so be it. But if he gonna be at that lead table,
yeah,
he has to give us the story through spoken word. He has to be the narrator, and he can't be the narrator sounding happy. and for those who might be like, "Nah, JR, you starting to sound like Cam. You starting to be racist against these Europeans."
Hey, you don't sound like me.
For those who are starting to say that I sound like him, here's the thing, fam. When some shit go down and you know it's serious, William Regal will tell your ass it's serious through the way that he speaks. Yeah. Fam, it's war games. Like, tell Kevin Patrick to say it's war games. Tell him.
It's war games.
Nah, Jack, no it ain't. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it ain't that. And that's how he sounds. Like, Sheamus can let you know, hey, I'm about to go fuck you up. Mm-hmm. Hey, fella, yeah. I got a bro kick for your ass. And he'll let you know. Kevin Patrick?
Yeah, Sheamus wants the WWE title.
Yeah. That's what he wants. Yeah. He just threatening to bro kick Drew McIntyre. Oh my gosh. Like, he sound like the extra read all about it guy. Nah, I'm just trying to get you to get these papers, fam.
Yeah, man.
World War II is over. Oh shit. But Pearl Harbor, he's still extra read all about it.
Yeah, man.
Pearl Harbor, a day with you living infamy. Like, matter of fact, what's the nigga on The Simpsons? He sounds like Troy McClure.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Patrick sounds like Troy fucking McClure every time. Hi, my name is Troy McClure. You've seen me in such films as Past the Sriracha. And
hey, Troy McClure.
And my girl knows my password. Grab Troy my iPhone.
A legend out here.
Yeah, he sounds like Troy McClure.
That's gonna be my new hotel check-in name. Matter of fact, we're bringing that back. I'm Troy McClure, home. You know
Hi, my name is Troy McClure. You've seen me in such movies as Past the Sriracha, and my girl knows my iPhone password. Help! Today, we're gonna be talking to Sheamus. Sheamus, do you think you could be Edge today? Man, why the fuck is you so happy? No, I'm not happy. I'm just asking you a question. Nah, fam, it's time for him to go. Now, yeah, man. I will say this, man. I think Michael Cole's legacy is riding on this, though.
For sure.
And what I mean by that is the one thing about the WWE, what they've been able to do is pass down announcer to announcer. Gorilla Monsoon to Vince McMahon to Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler to Michael Cole.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman filters in on that too. As far as play-by-play. But, color commentary. But play-by-play, Gorilla Monsoon, Vince McMahon, Jim Ross, Michael Cole.
Yeah.
They need to find out who's next. And I don't think Kevin Patrick is it, y'all.
No, he's not.
And I don't think Vic Joseph is too.
Yeah.
He decent.
Yeah.
But he ain't the heir apparent.
No.
What this means is that the WWE has to do a better job at either finding or grooming play-by-play guys. Color commentary, not saying that is easier, but give me a wrestler and I'll teach you from there. Yeah. Walk with me. That's what Michael Cole does. They need that from Michael Cole on the play-by-play side so he could go chill, relax. I'll see you at these premium live events like Jim Ross was at a certain point in his career. They got to find out who's next. And the thing is that honestly, this tells you that this Bloodline storyline is great. Why? Because the person who's going to be the voice of this, just like Gorilla Monsoon was the voice of the WWE in the 80s of WrestleMania. This is a happening, an extravaganza, intestinal fortitude, and all of those things. And then Jim Ross coming in and, oh my gosh, and going straight to hell and all of those things. And then Michael Cole doing what he's doing, especially right now because he's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
We need somebody next. And I don't know who that person is because I can't stand the announcers on AEW.
Yeah.
And I forgot my man's name that used to be here with the WWE, but now he's at Impact. But he ain't that person. Yeah. I need an alpha white male to be telling these white stories on wrestling, fam. That's me. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man, hey y'all, apply. Like, you know what? Because there are some jobs out there that exist and are held down by certain people simply because people ain't applying. And obviously, whether it's backstage interviewer, color commentator, play-by-play, we are in a very crazy musical chair season for that. The only constant was Michael Cole until they found Corey Graves. Well, Corey Graves found them because unfortunately his career was cut short. And Corey Graves, much like Michael Cole, just became undeniable. I remember the days of hating Michael Cole. And now I can't, it's hard to even get into a show without him. And they're looking for the next person to do that. And honestly, man, I would just encourage anybody, especially anybody from the First Black Champ community, hey, reach out to somebody and apply at this point. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to take no bumps, depending on who you are. But obviously, and bang, hey, look, and we can speak to this in a way, and I know we're almost at 2 hours, so I'm not going to go too long on this. But in a lot of ways, man, this is the problem with broadcasting in general. We don't find enough people that are very passionate about the craft and willing to do whatever it is to be great at it because people want followers, likes, and to go viral. But really, the way you get the followers and the likes and you go viral is to be great at your job. Whatever that job is, when you're great at your job, all of that comes with it. And I don't know. I don't follow the brother on any social platform, but if Kevin Patrick got 2 million followers, then that's explaining too much and not enough at the same time for me. So I hope they figure it out. But man, apply. Dust your resumes off. Create your video shorts. Create your audition tapes, your sound checks, your air checks, your TVs, all of it. Cut it, package it, cover letter it, send it. Because I guarantee it's about 10 people that watch this show that are better than Kevin Patrick. And I'm just telling you what I know, never what I heard.
Yeah. So look, man, you threw out your guarantee. I'm not gonna throw out any guarantee today because shit, I gotta let these bang be knowing moments, slide a little bit. I gotta, I gave y'all 2 of them bitches. Told y'all that Rey Mysterio was gonna be the next US champion. And I also told y'all that Jimmy was gonna be like, man, I did it for you, you know what I'm saying? When it came to this bloodline shit. So I'm gonna relax, man. I'm gonna chill out.
Yeah, man. Hey, sometimes you just gotta let success breathe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This might be the microwave era, but we still appreciate home cooked meals out here.
Hell yeah. I even told y'all that this Kevin Patrick shit wasn't gonna last long.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
Look where we at.
Yeah. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I didn't really give him a snowball's chance in hell, but you were adamant from the door. No, I don't want to hear this shit.
No, I don't want to hear this shit.
Like, oh, okay, bet. Like, bet, we there.
We developed a whole last episode around, I don't want to hear this shit. So we'll see where we at, man. But end us off, Kent.
Oh, man. Thank y'all again for checking out this show. We've had a blast doing this show. This is one of my favorites. Shout out to Kiera for saying that he appreciates this episode as well. I love this episode for just a lot of different reasons. But we gave a lot of information now. It was a lot of information, man. And obviously, man, Bang and I could do this program all by ourselves, but all of you enjoying the stream, likes, comments, shares, your posts, suggestions, your questions, your critical thinking strategies, things that you throw out there to make us think, man, it just makes the First Black Champ community that much more special. And for your participation and for your engagement in the First Black Champ community, we sincerely thank you. So remember, anytime you want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Camp, the Pick, and the VPDOC, and we are out. Yeah.
Oh, that's it? Oh!
Yeah, man, we off, dude. He don't, hey, yeah. Yeah.